Okay. There we go. Right. All right. Here we go. Here we go. What is up, people? What a pump we got going on today. Let me organize my screens up over here. This right here. Morning. Yeah. Morning, Andy. Morning, Todd. Trading view. Yeah. Why would I not trade today, Trenches? Are you saying because it's Friday? Oh. Honestly, man, I'm just, people wanted it. So how am I going to tell them no? Hang on, I gotta put my pig upstairs real quick. So, come on, buddy. All right, all right, all right. Get to it. We got about 7 minutes until open. Also, if anybody was paying attention, yesterday, towards the end of the session, about an hour in, we tried to catch, where were we at? Oh, this is today. We went long right here, a little bit late to the show, but if you go look in the general chat, you can see the play. And we ended up just going BE because I didn't want to sit there and micromanage it, but it was like, okay, trim BE, potential trim, my full target, and then I didn't think that we were going to even get up here by the end of the session, but I mean, it all ended up playing out. It was just, I took my dog for a walk, got back to the screen, and then so now, how do we approach today? You guys can see and hear everything, right? Oh, Quanda, he likes the new space. Honestly, he's really been pissing me off. Like today, we're going outside. I'm going to get my little coffee, eat my espresso to start the day. We get downstairs. We get out the elevator. We're walking to the door, and this dude lifts his leg up on the corner of the wall inside the lobby downstairs. And I'm like, bro, you gotta be kidding me. Like, why you gotta embarrass me like that? I'm telling everybody you're a good boy and all this and that and the third, and then you're just gonna piss where you know you shouldn't? I mean, come on, bro. Like, we're better than this. Just a baby. Wanda, he knows. He knows better than that. He's marking it. I feel like that's exactly what he was doing, and he had to get it in just one time. Okay, so, I would be surprised if we don't end up taking the highs. As far as today, like, we're about to form all of this hourly bullish order flow, these big old hourly fair value gaps. Dude. And then they got dogs in here that are just pissing all over, and it's just, I need to get his nuts snipped, I think is what needs to happen, because now you're just starting to do too much. And it's like he thinks every dog that we're walking by is his friend. I'm like, bro, that dog would F you up right now. Not everybody wants to be your friend, brother. But so yeah, if we, we're well above previous daily high. We have our Asia accumulation, London manipulated the lows, and now we're getting that New York expansion. And so I really don't want to short. I say that, but I might end up even taking a short anyways. We're about to get a 5-minute change in the state of delivery lower, along with a 5-minute IFEG. And so we got about 4 minutes until open. If we can get something like that, it's so hard to short. We can clearly see the trend, and we're going right to the 15-minute anyways. Good stuff, Hez. Yeah, we'll see. We got some time. If anything, we might try and catch longs into previous daily high, and really any sort of short that we do catch is simply just to get long. Most of our shorts will be something like a scalp. Again, I don't know if we will get the opportunity to come down here, but I would really like for us to come. Yeah, see, we already revisited this area after the breakout. More than likely, we might be able to just catch some longs from here. We'll see what type of opportunity it gives us. Potentially have to wait for some sort of PA to come up here. Yeah, I mean, we caught a good scalp short yesterday, Sim. We got about 2 minutes. We caught this initial short right in here, and then, I mean, I just sold at the lows, so it wasn't nothing to brag about, but it was a good 30, 40 points. And then, I did tell him that we could potentially move lower. It just once we tapped into that higher time frame order flow, then we just ripped. So we are about to get a 5-minute CISD down. I've been noticing that when we get these lower time frame CISDs to go lower, we then are moving into some higher time frame bullish order flow. That normally these M1 and M5 CISDs don't mean anything. And when we're moving into a higher time frame fair value gap, likely what ends up happening is we just end up ripping. So it's just we'll see. We're not going to try and predict what the market is going to do. We are just going to react to what it gives us. Day 3 of the Discord too, so I'm happy with how many members we're starting to get to. Hopefully we can get to 1,000 within a month. I think it's possible. Morning, Brandon. Three for 3. Good stuff. All right, here comes open. Let's see what happens. Right. Might wait for that first 5-minute to form. Oh yeah, it's kind of what I'm looking for right now, Sensei. Because if we look over here at ES as well, if we look over here, we are well above all-time highs. We are ripping past all-time highs. We're about, we pumped up a whole % past all-time highs. Dang, go crazy, Sensei. I much love trenches. All right, let's see what we can get here. I know that we do have, potentially want to see this hourly FVG form. We've dug into this M15. Again, I don't want to get too short happy, but we do have this M5 CISD. Potentially take something like this, just a scalp to then try and catch longs. Everybody's coming into the market. Oh my God, we're ripping for all-time highs. We're ripping for all-time highs. Let's just fuck it or F it and long. They're about to become liquidity because the market sees that everybody's like, oh my goodness, we're 40 points away from all-time highs. We can do something like this. Whoa, not 21 contracts. Whoa. Clicking buttons now. Something like this. Potentially something like this. If my copy trader's on. Oh. 2 minutes until this M5 candle close. And then really all we're looking for, it's 9:30, market's been open for 2 minutes. Let's just slow down a little bit. not get too antsy. This will be, if we can get it, if the market wants to bless us, this will be like our trim BE. All right, we might just start dumping off rip. It gives us some sort of opportunity. Forming this big hourly FVG, And I guess a big sign too is, does the H4 candle, this would kind of skew the whole long idea into all-time highs. Is if H4 lacks displacement over this high. It might be something that happens next week. I mean, when people come onto the charts and they start seeing this start to happen all pre-market, I can only imagine how many people hopped on and were like, oh, let's just long into all-time highs. I mean, it sounds pretty easy. And even if we can catch something like this is still almost 100 points. Hey, good stuff, EP Brandon. Because all this short would do is, again, at that point, we're just testing the hourly fair value gap. Kind of like what we've been going through, retesting bullish order flow and then continuing with the trend. So if we can get here, I'm going to just throw some limits on. I have my stop loss, something like this. It's a lot of risk. Because in theory, we'd need our stops up here. Something like this. What price is the limit order at? Is it hard to see for you guys? 26,721 is kind of what I'm looking at right now. Like this. Really not the best risk to reward to right here, about 1.72. Again, and all this does is just retest that hourly fair value gap. Potentially you could even maybe take it lower if we take it like a book, and we'll see though. Because if M15 starts to give a change in this data delivery down, then we might. I don't look at the market through that type of range. Sim, I'm not looking at no 50% of this or 50% of that. I'm reading liquidity and order flow, and if I'm wrong because we tapped the 50, so be it. I'm just, I'm not trying to come at you guys for it, but it's just not how I'm trading. Because where did you draw your fibs from? From here? From down here? Is this where you drew your fibs from? From London lows? Oh. I mean, yeah. I guess it all depends. I'm going to cut risk down. Kind of give me room to swing again. Oh, no, don't tell me it just filled. No. I don't think we're in yet. It's right there. Don't tell me. If we make a new low from this, okay, we didn't tag it. Trim. Okay. ES is up in its upper part of the range. Might even throw on one more. If this thing doesn't fill us and then just goes down here. Listen, fam. I'm trading exactly how I trade that got me where I'm at today. So, like, obviously it looks bullish. That doesn't mean that there isn't any opportunity to come down to the downside. If this didn't fill us and ends up taking this low, I will scratch these limits. You know, all we're doing is forming this hourly fair value gap. H4 candle closes in 20 minutes. We are obviously bullish, but given structure on M5, we have this inverted fair value gap. We have a change in the state of delivery along with displacement. So now, how I normally trade, we need this fair value gap retest to then come down to at least a low. If we make a new low, we can feel free to trim, take some off the top. You know, I don't really want to be holding shorts for super long, but I think that there's enough, you know, I think there's some juice here. Exactly. See, Zeus. Yeah, that's kind of the way I'm seeing about it. Because people right now, they're like, oh my God, we're going to all-time highs. Like, obviously, we're going to all-time highs. Obviously. It's obvious at this point. So if everybody's thinking that it's obvious, what do you think the market is going to do? It didn't become obvious until 2 days ago that we were going to all-time highs. Just saying. Sensei, we'll have to talk about that in a minute here to break down what a fair value gap is. It's the gap in price. You know, you can see that there's no wicks between these series of bodies of candles. Exactly. See, and hopefully we can get filled, because that would be nice if we could get filled. I mean, it missed our fills by 0.25. ES came up into its range. You know, you can see ES retested all of this area. We might not get filled. We might miss the move. Come on, David. Trying to focus here, man. All right. I'm going to throw one more on. That's the right way to go about it, Musk. Hey, we got 56 people in here. Let's go. Hopefully we can get this fill. I mean, if this doesn't fill us by 0.25, I'm going to be sick. But just be patient. If we make this new low, again, the theory behind this is we have a 5-minute change in the state of delivery down. We have a 5-minute IFEG. We're getting clear displacement. Our only concern is we see an obvious draw above. We have this M15 fair value gap, but all we're doing is creating this hourly. So if we can test this, create this hourly FEG, our take profit would just be testing that hourly FEG. You know, there's context to where our target is. And so if we can just get to this area, retest the bullish order flow, and then pump back up, we should be in good standing. You know, no displacement candles to the downside. All right, let's see if we can get filled. Come on. Get us in there. Are you joking? Oh my goodness. It's edging us like crazy. Come on. Yeah, forever. I got sell limits right here. I got my stop loss up here, and let's just make a new low. And if this goes without us, I mean, I might jump off my balcony. I got you, Zeus. It really might. It really might. I think that what it's doing right now, we got 15 minutes. You know, I think that it's just kind of calming around. It's the way I like to look at it is we're like when we start ranging, it's like think about it when we're at like an auctioneer. Like, oh, everybody get your bets in. Like we got the Super Bowl coming on and it's basically like, oh, you got the Chiefs or the Niners. You got the Eagles or whoever else. Get your bets in and you know, basically and then eventually we will rip one way or another. Come on. I mean, my goodness. Oh. And then if it edges us like this just to stop us out, I mean that'd just be dumb. Oh. I mean, even on ES. Yeah, for real. Oh my goodness. No. No. Yeah, my dog is going to get it after this. If this comes to a new low, my dog better be hiding. Oh, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Yo, Alex, you ain't even got to take it there, bro. You ain't even got to take it there. Well, yeah, we'll scratch the idea. I mean, dude, market's only been open 15 minutes. The fact that we couldn't get filled here is just crazy. I mean, we haven't taken the low yet, so it's still possible. But so if we make a new low, I'm gonna scratch all these limits. You know, because obviously this idea, I mean, I hate you, NQ. We could have been done with our workday. We could have literally just been done if it came up 25 more cents. Like, literally, all we needed was this. No new low made yet. All we needed was this. No new low made yet, so I think we're still okay. Once this new low gets made, if we're not filled in our positions, I will cancel my limits. Yeah, Sensei, we're trying to place sells, but we haven't gotten filled yet, and so that's the problem. Maybe the Nasdaq just edged us and wanted us to jump in a little bit early. Oh, ES. So if we take a look over here at ES, slight SMT. So ES, IFVG, we have our change in structure down. We have our fair value gaps. ES made a new low and retested this. So ES just did the move that we were looking for. It retested the fair value gap and then made a new low. You know, doesn't mean that NQ won't, but it definitely makes you kind of wonder, like, okay, ES did it, SMT. I don't really like to look at SMT because we are trading the Nasdaq. Yeah, but if it does fail, more than likely that is a concern. So I'm going to cancel one limit. I'm going to go in with one contract simply just because of the SMT. Yeah, it is riskier. So that's why we just took one contract off. I mean, somebody call me when this, if this fills us or not. I mean, we've been edged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now. We'll probably get filled right here, so we'll see. And if you want to even have tighter risk, you could probably do something like this. All right, we're in. We are in. Let's see. We do have SMT at the lows, so if this stops us out, I will say that is probably a valid reason as to why we could have flipped bullish. And if we're respecting this M15 fair value gap so far, we're creating an H1 fair value gap. So we will see. And we might even be able to scale in if we get a change in the state of delivery down, if we don't get stopped out first. Because ES did the move we were looking for. If we look over here at ES, ES did exactly what we wanted. Maybe we can get NQ to follow. I see the idea. But we cut risk down, so if anything, we will wait for more opportunity to present itself if we get stopped out. Because right here, we are retesting that breakdown. We're retesting this break in structure. You know, we can even come all the way up just a little bit more to retest this IFVG. And then simply in about 8 minutes here, we will have our hourly FVG formed. And all we're asking is just to come tag it. Just come give it a little kiss. Is that too much to ask for? It probably is, honestly, with how the market's been moving. But I gotta follow the plan. Does the context behind this trade make sense? to you guys though. Again, I just want to, like, that's what I want to know. I want to make sure that you guys are understanding why we are in this. And we know that we're going against the trend. We know that this could flip us against. But we have this. It looks good. My type of context. And, like, if this fails, more than likely we're just going to pump up to all-time highs. And then we have to reevaluate where we are. We're forming these higher time frame candles. H4 is about to close. We've got one H4 fair value gap. No confirmation on the second one until a little bit later. We're risking $1,000 to make 1,800, so it's nothing crazy. I think that risk is pretty ideal. Like it's not bad. Sensei, we'll one of these days we'll do a weekend stream and we can go over everything. We can go over the terminology. Who would like a weekend stream? Maybe not this weekend because I want to go LARP downtown. I want to go shoot some film on my FX3. Like, bro, I walked outside 3 times yesterday. I could go walk outside right now, go 2 blocks, and find some Lamborghini. It's literally a GTA server out here. It's kind of crazy. Oh, Sensei, I'm not, I don't really feel pressured at all to do any of this stuff. I mean, at this point, I've been kind of online and interactive for a year now. So honestly, it's just, I'm getting more comfortable. Yeah, and spend $50. Yeah, Zaya, screw you, brother. Hey, good stuff, hustle kid. Andy, I feel like once we get that type of confirmation, it's, by the time, let's say we do form an M5 fair value gap, we're going to have to be way down here. And like, we're just looking for a new low to be made. And so I don't want to get too greedy. Obviously the market is bullish. I don't really see much of an up move, or I don't know how lower we're going to go. So I just want to be positioned enough to, if this makes sense, I just want to be positioned, like, risk is tight. There's logic to it. If we start waiting for that extra confirmation, our risk to reward gets drastically bigger. And so it hit on MNQ. What hit on MNQ? Did we sweep the low on MNQ? MNQ wicked what? The lows? Oh, okay. The FEG. Yeah, I mean, we did it right here too. But I'm not even worried. We can't get caught up on the fluff of the M1. We're taking this trade from M5. We might even chill here for a minute. But like, what did I kind of say? We might even chill just waiting for this H1 candle to close. So we got about 3 minutes left until we have that confirmation. If you guys don't like the play, don't even join me. Don't listen to what I got to say. You guys have the power of free will, can make your own decisions. You don't always have to take everything that I'm taking. It's just, this is kind of, oh, I don't like that. I don't like the way ES is just ripping right now. ES is pumping. So either NASDAQ is just lagging behind H1. But I mean, still in context, like, H1 FEG down here. We made a new low from there. If ES starts to close candles above here, giving us a delivery to the upside, yeah, I mean, whatever. If we lose $1,000 if this doesn't hit, or at least I do. I don't know what you guys have for risk parameters, but I'm just going to trust what I'm seeing on NASDAQ because that is what we are trading. It does make me a little bit uncomfortable with the SMT and stuff, but see the model, play the model. I'd lose 400 bucks. Yeah. You know, if you guys want to just de-risk even more, that's perfectly okay. Potentially we can start to get, you know, if we can get some M1 closes down here, you know, I think that will be in good standing. But ES pumping like this is a little bit concerning for the long idea or the short idea. We got about 1 minute until this H1 candle close. We need to take liquidity in order to have that delivery up on the 3 minute or whatever you're seeing. We have been in this play for 8 minutes now. Pretty much break even. We have now formed our hourly fair value gap. No CISD to the upside yet on ES. Maybe if that does happen by the time we get there, this will have stopped us out. You know, we do have a CISD here on M1 to the upside, but you know, we're kind of playing a little bit more of the higher time frame. Again, you know, yeah. Retesting the IFVG maybe. This might smack us. I might shorten my stops to right here. Yeah, ES looks like it's about to blast through. All right. Good thing we de-risked and took off one contract. Good stuff. Who was it? Trickin? Hustle Kid? Yeah, good stuff, Hustle Kid, on taking some profit down here from these fair value gaps, BPR. Maybe we're just getting an IFEG retest. We'll see. Might cut the trade early because I feel like if we come up into this fair value gap, more than likely we're gonna get stopped out anyways. So might as well try and mitigate it. Took a light 175. Yeah, good stuff if you guys TP'd a little bit early. It looks like that SMT was a real problem for us. So 1002. If M5 closes above here, to be honest, more than likely I'll close my position on NQ. I mean, I know we are trading NQ, but if ES is just well above all-time highs and still going to continue in rip, you know, I'm just going to continue respecting the play. Again, we're just would be retesting the hourly FVG. I don't think that's that much to ask for, unless it's still on another higher time frame idea and we have the H4. And now, you know, I feel like if we can start closing candles below here, if we can get it, you know, start inverting these fair value gaps, as we just keep continuously respecting them, moving towards that all-time high. Because we want to start seeing this bullish order flow getting disrespected. if we are going to get that move down. Hey, good stuff, Kwanda. You know, I'm not the most confident in the idea right now myself, but I might as well just stop loss or TP unless we start forming a little bit more clear structure. You know, again, I don't think that what I'm looking for is asking for too much. In case we invert this 5-minute FEG to the upside and form a 5-minute CISD, would you go long? Andy, I can't really speak in hypothetical like that. Like, I need to see it happening first. Like, typically, I'm not playing retest of IFEGs. And Trey, you know, if this trade fails, I need to see more structure get put in before I'm just like, oh, let me just flip into buys because this trade failed. You know, we're still just retesting this bearish order flow. Right now, it kind of looks like we might fail, but that SMT looks like it held up at the lows. Currently, if M5, yeah, looks like I might have to cut this. I'm going to put my stops here. We're probably about to get stopped out anyways. We lose about $700 on that trade, which, I mean, what is that? 2, 4, 6. Maybe we get blessed, maybe we don't. Who knows? M15 looks like it's about to deliver to the upside on ES. ES is looking bullish. If we get stopped out here, you know, we'll just take a step back, reevaluate what we want, like what we're about to get. Yeah, we're about to get tagged. Dang. ES is ripping. I think it was a good attempt though. Like if ES didn't take out the low, you know, maybe just start to kind of realize that for future reference. And let's just see. We had our OG stops up here. Still need to see more. Yeah, hustle. Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest thing. We cut risk specifically just because of what ES did off rip. So like, you know, instead of losing $1,400 on that play, you know, we there was still logic to it, and then we just kind of lowered our risk a little bit even more. Still no extra confirmation. You know, and then if watch us, you know, I move my stops to here. My original ones were right here, so we'll see. Now we just kind of need to be a little bit more patient, see what happens. I still wouldn't mind seeing these hourly FEGs getting tagged, but a lot of times what I will see is, because what I was looking for was something like this, you know, right here, how we can come down, retest these areas, and go from there. You know, retest this bullish order flow. So we will see. Mikey Mike, I don't trade prop firms on live account. If anything, I just have a long-term equity options stock portfolio. Other than that, mainly props for day trading. So now we need to be patient. Hey, good stuff, Todd. We are down about 11,000 across all my accounts. Oh, what the heck? No, it filled 2 contracts on. Well, that's pretty stupid. It filled 2 contracts on my Tradeify accounts. So instead of losing about 800 per account, I lost 1,500 on my Tradeify account. Rest in peace. That's so stupid. Literally. What? Wow. Yeah, this thing more than likely could rip, but I need to see extra confirmation or some piece of, what are we entering off of? If that makes sense. Like, what would be our reasoning to long? We do have all-time highs right here. ES is just pumping because here's all-time highs on ES. I mean, look at us compared to NQ here. Let me clean up this chart. Yeah, 5-minute Dorb's already kind of playing out. Mikey, we probably should have been long if we were. Like, this is some logic to a long. We have our 5-minute Dorb with this clear displacement candles. So it would look something like this if we were to have caught it. But now that we missed it, I'm not going to just chase the trade. But there was some logic to this one. And, regardless, even though we got stopped out, I did save us from a little bit heavier of a loss because this was our original stop loss. And so I think the key as to why that trade failed is just simply that ES did what we were looking for. So the logic played out over here, and then boom. And then over here, we didn't get that type of reaction. We got the test after ES had already swept the low. So, little hindsight, something that probably could have saved us, but yeah, and I mean, taking that trade in general is how I've gotten results that I have gotten. We're gonna sit around here and try and wait for another one. I do want to try and grab some longs eventually, but I need to see some more. It's not that, like, even taking longs from here to here, like, it's like, damn, 50 points. We'll see. Let's see what the 15-minute looks like. 5-minute. Okay, so here, this would be your orb entry if you wanted to take this. Personally, I'm not an orb type of guy, but if you're looking for some sort of logic to long, there is logic here. I'm just going to throw it up. I'm not going to touch it because normally I don't trade this. And until we make up this whole bearish leg, Yeah, dude, you gotta just get used to losing. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. Yeah, I think it missed it by just another edge, you know. Of course, we're just getting full of edges today, but uh, no change in the state of delivery. Lower. Dug deep into this M15 fair value gap. We have H1 fair value gaps. We're about to, we have this H4 displacement candle. I mean, if anything, it could be something like this where we just pump all day. Because I have a feeling that when we come up on all-time highs, we are just going to blast through it. Oh, man, David. Yeah, I mean that's I guess that's okay. Like we haven't changed structure on M5 yet, so like there's still some validity to it. M1's giving us signs of a reversal. The only concern is like if we look over here at ES, shorty looks fairly bullish. We're well above all-time highs. NQ is lagging behind. Oh, Mikey Mike got the entry on the 5-minute Dorb. So like if by the time we realize what's going on, more than likely, you'll probably be stopped out if we get that confirmation. Because what we'd want to see is an M5 close above here, get some displacement to the upside, and then even to entertain the short idea, if we can get M1 closes below here, get that clear signs of displacement, more than likely you're okay. It's just the more that we start to disrespect bearish order flow, then you have to start to kind of question your trade idea. But, that's just me speaking on how I would manage that trade, even though we're already stopped out. It's not like you're risking anything crazy. Yeah, this is some chop. But like if you think about it, like all we did from London to New York, we are up 361 points on the day. So still no shift in structure to the upside just yet. I'm still a little salty on my Tradeify accounts going down 1,500 today when it should have just been 800. I don't know why it kept both limits up there. M15. It very well definitely could. Like, until we start forming that bullish structure on M5, we very much could get that leg down. Obviously I've said it before, the only concern is look at where ES is. ES has formed changes in the state of delivery up higher. We're well above all-time highs. That's just kind of where we get stuck is like, okay, obviously ES is stronger right now because we're ripping up to the highs, but we still see the logic. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not going to just sit here and keep firing away if we aren't getting opportunity that we're looking for. So if you like the Dorb, this would be your entry for Orb if you wanted that. I'm not going to take the Orb. because the theory is we have our first 15-minute candle, we have our first 5-minute displacement out of it. This would be your kind of trade idea. Trim BE at a new high. Again, this is just an idea. I'm personally not taking this. I know people that trade this model. It's just not really my cup of tea. I've seen it work. Who trades the orb? Ugh. Come on, wake up, bro. Mikey, you're still in this? Oh yeah. I mean, if we start getting the pump up like ES is getting over here, I mean, it looks decent. And this is, this is the boring part of trading, when we just have to sit here and wait for a setup. And like, even then, it's like, where is the setup in so far this price action that we've seen? Aside from this orb, which we're just getting right now, where's the setup? I mean, we came all the way up here, failed to invert anything. I mean, this just looks so good to me, to be honest. Coming into this M5 fair value gap. So Marcellus, when you say buyers are getting absorbed hard, does that mean sellers are stepping in? Or what do you mean by that? Seems like it. Hey, good stuff, David. It was just an idea, Trey. More than likely, I'll tell you when I'm gonna be in. Even though we've came all the way up into here, I don't want to get too caught up on the M1. We still haven't shifted structure up. We still have these lows down here, which is right where that hourly FEG is. Part of me wants to entertain the idea. We don't have any clear displacement. So again, just left sitting on our hands. We need something clear in order for us to, let's go. Yeah, it looks like you got blessed for coming in late, David, because we got smacked. But nothing too crazy. Again, if you like the orb, it would still be valid. Again, I'm not gonna touch the orb. It's not my cup of tea. But for people that like it, this would be your type of context or idea. Personally, again, not gonna touch it. But those that are familiar, this is valid. Retested the M15 fair value gap. We got about 7 minutes until it closes. So we're creating bullish order flow. We're testing it. Do we start respecting it? That's good stuff, David. Mans is working his 9 to 5 and getting it in. Like, I mean, watch this thing just go. If this ends up coming down and taking out the lows, I'm not going to get too married to the idea, but I want to start seeing displacement here soon. Because here is our first 15-minute range. If we can come back into the range, all we're doing is testing those orb lows. We still have this M15 fair value gap, 6 minutes left until close. We still have these M5s. We are getting a little bit of shift in structure to the downside on M1, but again, no clear displacement, so I'm going to ignore it. Let me clean up some more noise. BJ, you know, in terms of finding liquidity, start with the weekly, and it's really just highs and lows. You know, draw on the highs and the lows on the weekly, go to the daily, go to the 4 hour. You know, that's going to be the most obvious way to start identifying highs and lows. Does that make sense? Because that's really all liquidity is highs and lows. Oh, my mouse died. Shit. Perfect. Let's go. Or especially at my house, it's like if I'm ever going in the elevator, that's pretty scary too. Is anybody taking the orb setup? You know, I know I said I'm ignoring it, but kind of like I was saying, I know people that. Yeah, you're in orb, Zeus. I think it's pretty valid. I mean, it's really like the last leg or idea to go long. Yeah, EP. Huncho's gonna have to hold it in until this trade is over. I don't care if we gotta sit here till 4 p.m. Yeah, you know, I've had some good trades with the orb, but particularly it's not my cup of tea. Like, I still don't think that it's asking too much to come down to these lows, to be honest. We can start getting some fair value gaps and clear displacement. I mean, I don't want to get too married to the idea of shorting. Like, what is the market showing us so far, even on the higher time frame? Like, we have this obvious draw right in here. We're coming up into the wick blocks of these highs. I'm going to draw this right here. If we start closing candles aggressively in this area, like we have this whole zone. I might as well just call this like we're in that liquidity pool. We're respecting M5, and like if we only take one trade and it, well, might need to hold on again one. Mouse died again. forgot I got this attachment. Like I'm streaming all day because I can't find. All guys. My mouse keeps dying, and whatever charger this thing is a little too big for. Just plug it in. Bear with me. I had like this little attachment that connects USB-C to. Oh, here. Looking for this thing. All right, we're in business. Same. Even today, we could have just popped a pseudo ILM or IFVG retest type of trade instead. I guess what IFVG are you talking about? Like this one right here, with the SMT at the lows. Like even the retest on it was pretty good. Is this the one you're talking about? Yeah. No, it definitely looked good. And I feel like the key thing on today's loss was definitely the SMT at the lows. So maybe something to kind of be aware of in the future. But it's like we're trading NASDAQ. So I don't want to get too caught up with paying attention to what the heck ES is doing. Yeah, most definitely. But still, no shift in structure to the upside on NQ yet. We would need closes above here. We're still lacking any sort of displacement to the downside. We might start putting in some. Bro, having technical difficulties over here. Here we're starting to get M1. If anything, it would be something like this. ES is just ripping. I mean, we would want to see something like all-time highs, something potentially like this. Because again, I mean, until we start shifting structure to the upside on M5 or, yeah, really M5, you know, that's kind of the last line of what we want to see if we are going to get set up move. Mid. I'm going to throw some buy limits here, guys. Well, not what I wanted to see. I'm about to actually scratch the buy limits scratching the buy limits. It looks like it might go without us. I didn't want to see it blast the high before doing all that. So, and like the logic behind on why I wanted to go long is we dug into these M5 fair value gaps. And then we started shifting structure to the upside out of here. And so we created those displacement candles. It's likely that we are about to pump up back into the highs. So, hey, good stuff, Quanda. Let me start clearing up my chart. Well, looks like I might get sidelined. You know, I'll still hang around and see what type of opportunity we get. I mean, ES is just in a world of its own. I mean, this is insane. Look at how much ES is up today. It's up a whole %. It's done nothing but up. What about YM? Would you trail stops past the high or hard TP? So like when you get up to here, honestly, brother, Zeus, personally, you might get a sharp reaction from here, but we're about to rip face. Like we've been ripping face. I mean, Jesus, look at the Dow. Dow is still pretty far from all-time highs. Not really, about 2% away still. But it has been ripping all day as well. Zeus, so like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really see us slowing down at this point. Like, just look at this hourly. Jeez. Yeah, no kidding, BJ. As far as opportunity, I mean, I don't see much. I mean, you know, I pointed out the orb. We're reacting bullishly out of these M15 fair value gaps. Didn't really get the retest. You know, I'm a little cautious to enter the trade as we've already made a new high on that point of structure. But with how everything's looking, I mean, I don't know if there's any slowing this thing down. $804. Like even for something like this, I mean, because the last thing I want to do is try and catch long and then we end up sweeping out those lows. But we got about 25 minutes until this H1 candle comes in. Again, I mean, you know, what type of, aside from the orb, I mean, unless anybody, if anybody has any other type of annotation as to why they would go long, aside from the pseudo ILM or orb, feel free to share. I'm just curious. Trader Hormuz is open out the continuous trade. Yeah, it's typically difficult for me too. It's just simply because we're thinking that we want retracements, and like that was the whole idea for why we went short. You know, we couldn't get the retest here. So it's like, you know, I can't just say screw it and long because I think that I'm long. Like, you know, and within the past week it would have worked, you know, like it would have, as if we just hit the long button, something like that would work. But in terms of, getting some sort of entry on this. We've only shifted structure up on M1. And so, like, not to say that it's not enough, but I kind of need to see some more. Heck yeah. Sims, wait, so are you in? Are you in longs right now? Ah, yeah. Yeah, we've been getting edged all day. And it looks like we might be getting that 5-minute upside shift, which is what we want to see if you are in longs. I mean, all-time highs is right here. Like, super close. $842. How does the market start to react when we come up in here? Again, just kind of drawing these high zones. Oh, it's ripping now. So we've now made a new high. If you took the orb, more than likely this is where you're starting to secure some gains. We got about 20 minutes until this H1 candle close. Oh yeah, Crimson. Did you take the orb? Heck yeah. Oh, it definitely looked, I mean, it was valid. It was there. The model was there. We had displacement out of the range. We retested. And then, I mean, I'm being slow with this. I just want to see how price starts to react when it comes up into this area. Because more than likely, this thing is literally about to blast all-time highs. We just got that shift in structure up. We want to start seeing displacement over these highs. 5. Get rid of this. So what we want to see now is we want to start seeing these fair value gaps get formed. If we can retest them, this is kind of our last line again. Like, I'm just trying to find logical areas to where we can long from. Now that we're starting to shift structure to the upside, now it becomes it makes a lot more sense as to why we could potentially go long. And potentially, like maybe this thing even goes up higher. I don't know how we're going to react when we hit all-time highs, but we need some sort of context like this because now we have our shift in structure to the upside. Can we get some sort of blessing, create that fair value gap? Would you just take this on a fixed 2R, continue? Honestly, Um, well, right now there's really no reason to even even think about selling just yet. We have clear draws on liquidity, which is all-time high. We're shifting structure on M5. We're starting to get that displacement that was needed. Obviously it looks like today ES might have been the asset for us to trade. You know, damn you ES for doing what I wanted NQ to do. But oh well, on to the next idea. Because you start to see how much ES is above all-time highs. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of this stuff is above all-time high. This is all-time high right here. I don't expect NASDAQ to react any differently once we get above there. Hey, good stuff, Gabe. Little dub action. Enjoy your Friday. Now, what I'm looking for is if we can form a fair value gap, we might be able to get the last bit of this long. Looking for something like this. Stop loss, potentially somewhere down here. Again, not the best risk to reward. It's about a 1-to-1, but might even be able to put it down here for a little bit tighter, because if we get down here, then we start shifting structure to the downside. Let's see though. Hey, good stuff, Keaton. Proud of you. Even though we could have just spammed the long button, there was a couple there's a couple ideas that potentially could have worked, but I promise you guys, when you guys start trading, and you have to ask yourself, okay, if I take this setup 100 times, just because it hit yesterday or it hit the day before that, how many times is this actually going to work out? Even though I think the orb entry was a little bit premature because we didn't have that shift in structure up, but there was still logic to it, if that makes sense. We respected M15. We created H1 bullish order flow. Now we're starting to rip. If we can't get any M5 retest, again, we just have to, what up, Insane? We just have to sit on our hands. There's nothing that we can do. I'm not going to sit here and force a trade with no logic. As much as I want to get our lick back, and this holds me accountable too. When I'm starting to trade live with you guys, this holds me accountable. And we can even review some of the orb trades at a different time. But is everybody in here familiar with the opening range breakout? Yeah, it does hit a lot. You guys just have to be familiar with when to implement it. All it is we have the 5-minute orb and we have the 15-minute orb, and so we take our first opening candle. Again, it's not really my cup of tea, but it is nice to have tools on the tool belt, even if you don't use them all the time. So you just draw in your high and low of the 15-minute candle, wait for a 5-minute displacement out of it, wait for the retest. Typically, this is really the play that I had drawn up, but again, I wasn't going to take it. I needed to see more data for me to begin to like the idea. Something like this, and you would have trimmed or BE'd as soon as we made that new high. But now I am just waiting for some sort of M5 structure to come in. Now I want to see M5 fair value gaps. I need some sort of retest. I can't, I'm not one to just long off of displacement. I just can't. Even if it goes without me, it goes without me. ES ripping. I mean, this is insane. Like, look at these weekly candles. In 3 weeks, we just deleted 11. We just deleted 11 weeks of data. I mean, really, kind of more than that. 11 or 10 weeks deleted in 3. I normally trade with it on. We got about 10 minutes until this H1 candle close. We'll see if we can get a retest. Just give us one retest before taking out these highs. Yeah, Kumar. I mean, you can't really, it's kind of hard to predict something like that to happen, to be honest. All right, we got this 5-minute fair value gap here. If we can retest this, I don't mind going long to try and catch the last bit of this move into all-time highs. And we could start trailing our TP, potentially have another limit set down here, just in case we want to retest this breakout. But the idea is that we have our change in the state of delivery. Got about 9 minutes left. We just hit that wick block. We're getting a change in the state of delivery to go lower now on M1. We've taken out the high. We have CISD, IFEG. Oh yeah, good stuff. I mean, the market just doesn't want to give me any sort of retest. I mean, just a little tap, would that be too much to ask for? But we can get to join the party? Yes, didn't tag it. I don't have them on right now. I kind of just want to reevaluate. But I would like to long from one of these M5 fair value gaps, if I'm being honest. I think that if we can get in on one of these, you know, we are testing that we're testing the wick block on the hourly. We're so close to all-time highs. Like we are, you know, we came within 7 points. We have an 1 minute IFEG along with the change in the state of delivery, but we're on M1. So it's like, does it really hold that much weight? Probably not. No ES tag yet. Yeah, I wish that first place smacked for a sensei, but it is what it is, you know. There's no reason to be, there's going to be opportunity next week, and that's what I try and preach to you guys. You know, just because we missed out on an opportunity long does not mean we got to get all emotional. Like, you're not going to get rich off of one prop firm play. I'm sorry. Like, you guys are going to hear me say that a lot. So until then, we just have to be patient. And it looks like M1 might be playing out. ES has now tested that M5 fair value gap. I'm going to be a little bit more patient. Again, I just, you know, if we can come down here, if you guys want to take a more aggressive long, you could long from these fair value gaps and catch it to the highs. I'm going to be a little bit more patient. You know, got M15 forming still. We could try a limit down here. Try and catch that last bit. M1 is selling off pretty aggressively. All right, let's try it. Did we get filled? All right, we got filled. We don't really want to see price come down into here. We might manage our stops. So I am long one contract. We're looking for this run to all-time highs. Oh, did we already hit it? Okay, no. We have our sell limits right at all-time highs. We might even be able to trail past that. We'll see. Let me clean up some noise. It's just getting messy. Ideally, what you want to see is a new high get put in. I might even drag my TP higher, kind of just trail it as we go. You're watching that. What time frame is that? 30-second? I might even scale in another contract here. Market. And then this way I can scoop up some profit. No. We'll see. The idea is that you want the new high to get put in. What's unfortunate is my stupid Tradeify accounts are down an extra R. So it's just like, you gotta be joking me. All right, I'm gonna scale in an extra contract. I'm just gonna take this first one as a scalp, trying to secure a little bit of extra juice. What we want to see is start to see M1 close above this. We're getting a nice reaction from this M5 fair value gap. So really all this is doing, this limit at the high, is eliminating some risk. Hopefully the market doesn't want to play around and wait for M15. Does the logic on why I had my limits down here to go long make sense to you guys? Okay, perfect. You know, and it doesn't have to work. It might not. We got this M15 fair value gap about to form. We got this hourly. It's very possible we get hosed. But 38 seconds. We could get a new high, that would be tight, but all right, we're at entry. No shift in structure yet to the upside. Yeah, in a perfect world, that's what we want to see, Insane, is come test this M15 fair value gap. What we want to see is a shift in structure to the upside on M1, kind of giving us extra confirmation that we are getting that bullish reaction from this M5 change in the state of delivery, along with fair value gap displacement retest. So, you know, we finally got that shift in structure up. We are testing this wick block on H4. I mean, we're this close to all-time highs. So if we make a new high, we will end up trailing our last contract. Putting our stops. Have a good weekend. Hey, have a good one, Gabe. I don't know how to get that up here right now. Insane. We don't have any Jewish stars. ES tested M15. Come on, give us a pop, NASDAQ. Bless us this Friday. Bless the Trade by J Discord. You know, I know you guys didn't have to scale in, but did anybody get the OG entry down here at these lows? Is anybody just still chilling with entries right down here? Just curious. And let me mark out, here's all-time highs. Bang. We can get a shifted structure up. We should be smooth sailing. Ugh. Oh my God. All right, fuck, guys. I gotta chill out. Man. All right, we want to see this change in the state of delivery up. We want to see a candle close above here. Otherwise, we might, chop around a little bit more. Give us a new high. Let us eliminate some risk. We got all-time highs right up above. If we get a candle close up here, I'm oh so confident that we are about to make a new high. And if not, I might just be a pussy and close out early. I don't want to see us come back down. Um, you know, just give us a new high. Give us a close right here. Uh-oh. Oh, man. We might get screwed. Hmm. All right, I'm just gonna. To be honest, yeah, I'm just gonna close. I closed. I don't wanna. I don't even want to deal with that. Like, I don't know what the hell that was, but. Oh yeah, that had me speechless for a second. I still think it goes, but I'm not gonna deal with the volatility of something like that. I mean, when we start seeing those candles start coming through, we made about $200 on that one. I mean, we could have went break. Whoops, we could have went break even, but I think that me getting in on extra sizing might have screwed me, but yeah. If you guys are still in, feel free. Yeah, I'm not trying to just ruin my Friday and blow up some accounts. Um Hey, see you later, Trey. Go enjoy your Friday. It would be nice if we could have just, had a crazy wick, took out the high. The logic is still there for the long, but I don't want to deal with some volatility like that, to be honest. Is anybody still riding? Hey, brother. I got a spot for us. 728. Yeah, you got the good entry down there, Dev. You're still in, Nico? Hey, good stuff, brother. I think it's still okay. I mean, there's really no reason to sell. Honestly, I just kind of losing confidence that when we start doing stuff like that and we whip down 50 points in a 1-minute candle, I don't really want to be involved in that. Well, we still have 3 hours until the new H4 candle. And now we're about to get that close up here. And I just got shaken out. Ah. Okay. This would have been our first trim. And watch it just edge it. It's all good though. You guys understood the logic though behind the trade. That 50.1-minute candle, that just kind of made me a little bit emotional, especially because my original entry was down here. And then so once I scaled in, it really, it pulled my entry all the way up here. And so I didn't, if we were in down here, we would be way not even scared, but it is what it is. But like, again, do you guys understand the logic behind this idea? Even though I got shaken out, closed it for like $200 profit. And like, even then it's like, okay, now we have the CISD up. Like, fuck. Like, more than likely this is about to happen. We got this CISD. We're probably gonna take out this high. I would be kind of surprised if we didn't take out the high. I didn't do anything wrong, Sensei. I think that, me trying to be a little bit greedy and add in an extra contract really skewed my entry. Because we had limits in down here, and then we had that giant whip, and like, not to say that, it wasn't a bad early TP. It's just not really what I want to be a part of. We're getting so close to that all-time highs, and so yeah, honestly, like, I don't want to just, yeah, like, I'm not trying to deal with it. Like, whereas if my original entries were down here, maybe, because we're still so far up, but yeah, no, most definitely I'm normally in my trades longer than that. We were just trying to catch this last bit of the move into all-time highs and then potentially the reaction higher. But now that we're getting so close to all-time highs, everybody trading right now is looking at all-time highs on NASDAQ about to get smacked. So we might even just sit here and chop around for the next hour. Like, we could chop until the PM session. It's only a matter of time. I mean, we have a CISD on M5 going up. We have M15 fair value gaps getting put in. Do we come down, retest this area on M15 before taking the highs? I don't know. In terms of logic and just overall direction, because just like when we blasted all-time highs last year, it's like there's no ceiling. You will outperform 90% of the market just buying above all-time highs. There's no ceiling. And unless Iran is like, F you, we're dropping a nuke, more than likely we're just going to keep pumping up. But typical trade duration, I mean, it varies. It just depends on how fast we go to TPs, Sensei. I mean, I've been in a trade for a couple hours. I've been in trades that last a minute. It's different every time. Currently Thursday and Wednesdays and Thursdays for sure. But until then, I mean, I'm actually really upset that I lost an extra R. It's almost like it's not even copy trading them. Because I should be down $640 per account, which is very manageable. But my Tradeifys are down $1,400. So that's pretty freaking stupid. Like here. I'm not gonna lie, there's the person next to me runs Airbnb. There's a baddie over there. Oh, I was already talking to her earlier. She was stuck out in the hallway. Honestly, just work, brother. Content, work. Yeah, so like you can see, those top 5 accounts are my. She was having troubles with Airbnb, so I just told her I live here. I don't know nothing about Airbnb. Well, I might have, but when I opened up my door, my dog pissed all over the front area. So, right off rip, embarrassed. She's seen him, and I was gonna let him out, but then I seen the pee, and yeah, he blocked me for sure. Yeah, he. uh, we'll see if we can get one more opportunity. I don't really want to just sit here and try and find opportunity that's not here on the charts. Yeah, I need to start doing that, Sensei. I need to start bringing treats with me when I take him outside. But with how he's been acting these last couple days, he doesn't even deserve kibble. Yeah, might have to lock him up in his kennel. Yeah, cause like we might even just chop around. Like I would very well assume that we're going to hit this all-time high. It's just we need to wait until it's obvious. Like I was saying before, it's an obvious draw on liquidity that we are going to move up into all-time highs. Um, um, bro, he loves his life. But it's an obvious draw. Unless you're in from down here, the market's going to play around. We have these M15 fair value gaps. If anything, we might even be able to snag a long down here. Because like this whole reason, like, how we came up here, we're retesting this higher time frame bullish order flow. In a picture perfect world, maybe some crazy catalyst comes through and we actually come down to that low that I had wanted earlier. And this would be a perfect, if we could get down here, not saying that we will, it's probably very unlikely. This would be a perfect area to long from, but obviously NASDAQ doesn't want to give you perfect. So this is the next thing in line, is if we can get to here, this is our next area that we would want to possibly see the market shift bullish from. Have you thought about buying Airbnbs while you're out there? Honestly, Quanda, I have, but it is what am I trying to say? They're become more regulated, and people are like they're making more laws out for Airbnbs because people are just buying up all these properties, turning them into Airbnbs, and people are complaining. Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, just dark. I mean, the only way that this market is about to fall off a cliff is if we started bombing again, if the war started kicking back up. More than likely, what's going to happen is market session is going to end today. And then all of a sudden, right when the market ends, when trading isn't allowed, boom, out comes either the good or the bad news. Because after this week, this is the end of the 2-week ceasefire. Like, yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's true or not. Who knows what's real on the internet and what's not anymore? I mean, I seen that he was getting investigated by the SEC for some oil trades. Yeah, honestly, it wouldn't have been a bad idea. I would be not even upset, but I'm a little upset with my Tradeify accounts. That genuinely makes me a little upset. It's just the life of dealing with stupid trade copiers. But I think what I need to do is like I wonder if I click flatten all, if that's only on active positions, or because like we had the limit, we had 2 limits set, and clearly it got filled for both. On those accounts, it's everything. Okay, so like if I have limits up here, Sim, actually, let's just try it. Hopefully we don't get like 100-point candle. We're gonna go up higher just in case. Like if I click sell and I click flatten group. Oh, that's tough. Okay, bet. No, I don't run the bot. I do have access to it, and I would like to check it out one of these days because, it's you just basically what you do is you just load it up with some money or run some other prop accounts that you're not active on and just let it run. I mean, the fact that I've been seeing some people get paid. I mean, who doesn't like getting paid for doing absolutely nothing? And if you just run it on low risk, um, yeah, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer to me. But to be honest, I'm always the type of guy where it's like, if you want it done right, do it yourself. Maybe in the future, most definitely, like, you know, maybe create a bot around this type of strategy that we've been trading the last couple days, and honestly, just run it on like three micros. If you got a large amount of drawdown, and you trade it on MNQ, I mean, honestly, because then you can start to have much wider stops and catch the overall, like, a lot larger of a move and not even have to worry about your account getting blown up, if that makes sense. Because, like, even so, when I was talking to the CEO or the CFO of Alpha Futures, what this guy does, he's been trading for over 25 plus years. And um, basically what he does is he runs 10 different bots. So he has 10 different bots running 10 different strategies with 10 different risk settings. And so, you know, if one of them isn't being productive, then he just shuts it off. And, like, I don't know how well that really works out. You know, but it's just something kind of interesting to think about, that this dude's running 10 different bots with 10 different strategies. Iran news? What's going on, Alex? So basically we full port sells, is that what you're saying? Let me see. I need to start. I think it's called Squawk. Um Squawk. Does anybody have that nope. I might have to ask one of the homies in the other Discord. Um oh. Yeah, just dark. That's what I'm looking for. Financial juice. Let me bookmark this. Go. Trump Iran has agreed to never close the Strait of Hormuz again. Why doesn't mine show that? You have yours set to. Oh, that was an hour ago. See if I have. Well, guys, honestly, we might just have to take our small L. How many of you are sitting just barely negative on the day? No CISD on M5, Brandon, on ES. Your CISD wouldn't be until you're down here. Little funded than passed an eval. Yeah, man, story of my life. Dark, do you, when you're trading with that financial juice, do you just take off every other country except for the United States? Or do you look at it all? One second. Yeah, I can explain that to you. So like the best way to kind of understand it is, one second. I was setting my thing up. It's like, how do you see like days news? Players starting to get to me. Okay, so understanding liquidity and order flow. So, you know, the most obvious way to really understand it, and that way that's going to take out a lot of noise, is go to the higher time frame. You know, we have these obvious highs over here. So, you know, when we came down to these lows, what did the market do? We started printing daily fair value gaps, and we're starting to expand pretty aggressively to the upside. Every high that we have came to on the lower time frame, we could have gotten a reaction. You know, we have this high up here. Most people are probably going to short from up here because they're idiots. Not saying that it's not going to work, but most people do short when we get to all-time highs, and then they get burned. Just like everybody else. Oh, sorry. Am I good now, Dark? Okay. So like then we go to the 4 hour. Look at how the market has reacted. Let me take off some of this. So like even on H4, you know, as we start pushing up above highs, we're creating all of this H4 like bullish order flow, bullish footprints. We're creating these fair value gaps. Hang on. There we go. We're creating these fair value gaps. And then typically what the market does is it comes down. It didn't test it here because, you know, I wanted to get it tested there. Even here, without inverting it, we came down, retested this area. Same thing over here. You know, as we're starting to expand up, we're starting to get some of those retracements. The only way that we would really start to think bearish on a large time frame look is if we started to get big body candles coming down. Because when we take liquidity, if we are getting a full-on reversal, we want to see the market sharply reject and move in the opposite direction. Every point of liquidity that we've been coming up into, we have been closing big bodied candles. This is what we call displacement. We have been displacing through highs, and then, you know, even take it down again. All right, here's the hourly. What happened when we took out this high right here? We took out that high. I'm sure we even I even took this sell. My marking is still there. We took liquidity, and then we retested some sort of bullish order flow, bullish footprint. You can start to see these big body candles, and we're going to call them fair value gaps because that's what they are. And then the market comes down and tests them. This is also what we call ERL to IRL. We're taking external liquidity and testing internal footprints, internal range liquidity. So even though it's on the hourly, if we just drop down right here on the hourly, let me clear up some more noise just to kind of, you know, am I making sense so far? Here's on the hourly. If we drop down to M15 or even M5, you know, we can see that there's a very obvious low right here. What happened when we came into this area? The market came down, and then we started expanding up. We started getting these lower time frame displacement candles. Once we closed above here, this candle that took the low, here's our change in the state of delivery. We are delivering from that 1 hour fair value gap. Let's take it down even more, lower time frame. Let's start refining it even more. All right, there's that hourly. Okay, we dug into here. We kept sweeping out these lows. We took this low right here. How did the market react? Boom, as soon as we took that liquidity, big body candle. All right, no real confirmation that we're going to start reversing just yet, but hang on. No real confirmation that we're going to start reversing just yet, but we're starting to notice. We're getting a bullish reaction so far. We're creating bullish order flow. I'm sorry, Sensei. It should start to make more sense when we start going. But Dark, are you following me so far? Okay. We came into here. You can see that we took out this liquidity. We're in some bullish order flow footprint. And then now we create the fair value gap. We invert this bearish leg down. We start closing through this. And then right here, here's our change in structure to the upside. As soon as we shifted structure, we can kind of flip around from M5, M1. Right here is our shift in structure on M5. Ironically, it's in the same spot as M1. We notice that we still have this bearish leg, but we're trying to catch the reversal. So, and this is where let me throw this up there. Higher time frame, better than lower time frame. When we got burned on Wednesday, it was because I was stuck looking at the lower time frame. I knew we were moving into a higher time frame footprint, but the lower time frame was giving me signs of sell. Just like today. I lost where we were at, but and then you just start reading it like a book. Huncho, knock it off. I can hear him. He knows he's not supposed to be sitting there licking his paws. Bro, just be going ham up there. But, and then once we start to get that extra confirmation and, we disrespect this entire leg, keep scaling up. M15, where are we at? We're over here. And then boom, initially, you'd probably be thinking sell here because, okay, we shifted structure down, we swept liquidity, we should make a new low. But we came into the hourly FVG, and that's what I mean by the higher time frame is going to weigh more than that lower time frame. And so it wasn't the cleanest type of, if you look at the time zone that we're in, we're getting into later hours, but that's kind of the idea of it. It's just right now, obviously this happened 8 times in the last 55 years. What up, Playboy? But that's the whole idea of using liquidity, and that it works better when you're using the higher time frame order flow. Did you guys catch a trade today, Playboy? He's still in here? We got M1. Yeah, they did. I was looking at them, and then look, bro, if we didn't get stopped out here, we'd be sitting pretty, but it is what it is. We took this short, and then ES ended up sweeping the lows, and then we ended up getting stopped out somewhere right in here. So I took a $700 loss, and then once we came down to this M5 fair value gap here, we went long, and I kind of screwed myself by adding in an extra contract when we started to pump up. I think I added an extra contract. Where were we at? Somewhere right in here, and so it pulled my entry up, and then once we kind of edged it, I honestly just said screw it, I don't want to be in this. I'm catching the late bit of the move, expecting some chop, so I caught it for $200 profit on that. But but yeah, so we lost $650 per account. But did anybody hold the original idea from right here? If you got in right here and didn't sell, did anybody hold, the OG idea? Nobody? It's all good. But even then, if we didn't average up, I think we would have been okay to manage ourselves and our emotions. But other than that, that's pretty much it. What's up, Crunchy? Oh no, you're good, bro. Yeah, that's a good explanation, Quanda. And honestly, if you are long right now, I mean, like I said, a lot of people are probably trying to sell right here, or they're securing profits. I I wouldn't be surprised if we just start ripping. Like, you really want to pay attention to how the market reacts here at the highs. We could even come all the way down here, retest this area, and then go up. Um, but as far as you know, we took one loss today, and then pretty much one break-even trade. As long as you guys understand all the logic behind them, that's the biggest thing. This one would have smacked if we weren't pussies, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, it was a tough one to catch, especially with how the market was moving right there. I didn't want to get caught on the other side of it. So, as again, all I'm saying is as long as you guys understand the logic behind it, just because my emotions weren't iron enough to withstand it does not mean that it was invalidated. Again, like that, I'm going to keep repeating myself because at the end of the day, I'm here to teach and coach. If that makes sense. I want to make sure that you guys are understanding what I'm seeing, why I understand it that way, and so forth. Yeah, pretty much same over here, Dark. What made you took the lower 5-minute FVG instead of the higher one? Because here's our change in the state of delivery. I mean, we could have limited here, but M1 gave us this change in the state of delivery right here, signaling that we might get a move lower. We got the move lower. Right to it. Sometimes it works out like that, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I know, Dark. We would have been green today. We would have been lit. We would have been happy. I'm still happy. I'm only down like $640 on my Lucid. But so first week here, we are down a little bit, maybe like $700. But I'm not even gonna count that Tradeify mistake as a big loss. Now we down thousands. Yeah, it is tricky, Andy, and so that's just where risk management can be a real key into, because let's say we put a limit here, and then we put a limit down here, I bet if I sized down significantly and wasn't trading minis, it would be a hell of a lot easier to manage drawdown in certain situations, because even though the higher time frame is giving us so much confirmation and bullish confluences, when your market is giving you, okay, hang on, wait 1 second, where'd my trading view tab go? Oh. All right, let's see, one moment, let's see if we get some love. All right, no IFEG. I don't really want to short above all-time highs, but we might be able to get a sharp reaction here. We got 21 minutes. I would be really paying attention. We got 21 minutes until this H1 candle closes. No real fair value gaps to go off of. I was going to say we're starting to get a change in the state of delivery here. Let's see what higher time frames looking like. Oh, what do you know? We took external, and again, dark. Are you still here? Yep, just dark. So here, this is a smaller example, but we took ERL, we took all-time highs, we made new highs. Where did we test? We're testing that bullish order flow. Here's that IRL. And then where should the market go after this? Back up here. So like, since we're looking at all-time highs, a more conservative way to look at it is I wouldn't even be entertaining shorts until we start closing M5 candles below here. Until then, you know, you could very well get chopped around. And then if M5 closes below there, I mean, you start to look at these lows. You start to look lower. But until then, oh wait, was that on M3? Oh, that was M3. Never mind. Scratch that whole idea. I thought this was an M5 fair value gap. I don't really trade with M3 or M2, but that's the idea. You know, you'll probably have a lot more confluence waiting for this higher time frame close. Do we get displacement through all-time highs on H1? And then again, we still have this H4 candle to close still. We have all of this bullish order flow. So in a perfect world, we have now taken all-time highs. In the next 2 hours, do we create an H4 displacement candle above all-time highs? And then from there, do we come test? We've taken ERL. Can we come down, test IRL, and then continue up? Let's take it up another notch. We have all of this daily bullish order flow that we could potentially come and retest. In a perfect world, we get some sort of retracement. But initially, what I'm thinking, you know, and honestly, I'm sick to my stomach because I was really telling my friends, like, let's take out a loan. Let's full port long from here. And like, Andy, are you here? Yep, you are. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Hey, what's up, Ray? I'm doing good. I'm just working right now. Oh, yep. They came through. They fixed up everything. So I just need to sign over that walkthrough paper and go from there. Nope. Not that I can realize. Yep. No. Hey, appreciate it, brother. Yep. Bye. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, Andy. Okay, so, you know, this is kind of also why, you know, from a higher time frame point of view, this is why, you know, like I can show you messages back in November of me saying that we are going to come down to this level. It might have taken months. Timing was wrong. You know, like I thought we were going to do it a lot sooner, but then it became very clear. Right here, we shifted structure down on the weekly time frame. You're not going to get that picture clear, perfect idea when you're dealing with that higher time frame. It might take time. See, Kumar remembers. And then once all of that bearish news started coming through, where did we come from, or where did we go to? We came right to this weekly fair value gap, and then take it up another notch. We came to the monthly change in the state of delivery up higher, along with monthly fair value gaps. The same model that we've been playing on the lower time frames, but on the higher time frames, I told my friends that, like, you know, my friends that work jobs and stuff, I'm not a financial advisor, but I had them loading up on TQQ right in this area. I said, listen, brother, deploy 50%, save another 50% just in case we want to come down lower. The whole idea, our change in market structure, all we did was retest the previous breakout and then look at the reaction from it. We just ripped to all-time highs. We ripped 16%. You could have taken this idea, this trade right here, and not done jack nothing for 3 months. You could be living life chilling. Like, yes, it took time, and obviously who knows in that very moment, because what is the media portraying to you? It's oh, I ran news, I ran this, I ran that. I ran up a bag off of the NASDAQ just by looking at the chart. Like, all I'm saying is like, that's the context, even though it's on the higher time frame, and I wasn't expecting this straight of a run, but the same context that we have been playing just played out on the ultra higher time frame. This higher time frame ideas are what is going to allow you to what up, Bonsky? The higher time frame is what's going to allow you to catch much larger moves. It might take longer to play out, and of course, I mean, I'm not surprised that we ran straight to all-time highs. I'm kind of salty about it that I didn't deploy more into longs for the long-term portfolio, but you know, it's harder to be right every single day. But, you know, and like even from the monthly, it's like, okay, for you to run some sort of monthly play like this, you long here, you'd have to have your stops down here, and like something like this. You know, you need a lot of capital to kind of manage 3,000 points of drawdown, because unless we got a monthly close below here, until we get a monthly close below here, there's nothing, you know, there's no signal that we're about to fall off the earth. Same reason on why we went long. Oh, we had our monthly change in the structure, long. There's no reason to be super bearish until we start closing monthly candles below here. And then like for us to start doing that, I don't know. I would be very, very concerned as to what our economy is doing. And then look over here. I mean, I'm just tape reading monthly. We're on the monthly time frame. Here's our monthly change in structure. We got our close. Oh, what do you know? Here's our monthly FEG retest. Let's go short. Manage risk. Put it at the high. Look, you can see the retest. You can see it right there. And then where did we go? We made a new low at least. How many points is this? 18? That's 3,000 points on the NASDAQ. And then, okay, that's where we just kind of trim and put our stops at entry, and then, you know, kind of just start trailing, and then the lower time frame might give us a different picture. But like, that's sauce right there. I'm telling you, that's sauce. Like even where is this? Is this I mean, look at here on the weekly. I was salivating over this idea too. Where are we at? So where are we at? It was once we came up above these Christmas highs over here. Here we are. Okay. Here, we made our high. We've taken all-time highs. And I'm just, you know, I'm cherry picking. Like, I might be cherry picking, but if you can notice it in real time, you can make so much money, take less trades, and bank. Here's our weekly. We made a high. We got our candle close below here. Here's our weekly change in structure down lower. Here's our group of fair value gaps, clear displacement. What happened after our change in structure and we get the fair value gap retest? Huh, I wonder. I mean, I don't know. The stuff we've been doing every day. Bang. I mean, you know, it gets harder to try and manage your risk on where to have your stop loss when you're playing with the ultra higher time frame. But where did we go? We made a new low at least, and then, oh, we have this clear point of liquidity down here, and so forth. You know, does that make sense though? You know, am I making sense? Like, it was what I'm talking about becoming clear. You know, again, I just want to make sure that you guys are understanding, and like, you could have banked major off of that. This whole move, and then, okay, also February. What was going on last year from January to, like, you know, February into April? Somebody that was paying attention last year, tell me what the hell was going on. Exactly, you know, and not to say like dark, where most of the problems occur is on the lower time frame. You know, I was just able to find directional bias for the next 2 to 3 months. It's just when you start looking in between the lines, does stuff start to get complicated. Whereas if you have some other stuff going on, parked a bag of money, literally didn't look at it, set alerts at certain levels, and wham. I mean, you would take so much emotional stress off of yourself if you just did something like that. And it makes me sickening. You know what? Let's go to a different asset. Let's go look at a different asset. Because I remember this one too. Told my friends, we should just do something like this. Let's look at gold. Sessions. I even still have them marked out. Because it's just so stupid. And it's just like, you know, it takes money to make money. And so sometimes I just need to not be greedy. And like part of me is just always like kind of scared to throw a bag down because it's like, you know, emotional damage, you know, like real stuff. Where are we at? Well, I mean, there was some area that I really wanted to long from. I think it was that didn't work. What up, Blacker? So just dark. I mean, you know, when you're trying to be refined on your entries, you know, you can use the M1, but like when you want to be extra confident in where we are going, and like you might, if you're gonna stick to the daily or the hourly or the H4, you might be waiting days, weeks to get like just for the signal, you know? Like if you're gonna use the daily, the weekly, or the monthly, you dead ass might be waiting days just for the confirmation. But let's say this. You take 4 trades every 3 months, but you're hitting hundreds of percents on those trades. Whereas here we're over here taking hundreds of trades in a month, and you know, we might be hitting 40 to 60%. But if you could smack 400% plus trades, I mean, how much emotional stress, like, you know, you wouldn't be stressing out. Like you wouldn't even be worried because they're like, oh, the best traders I know literally take 6 trades, maybe, you know, 4 trades a month. If maybe even less. You put yourself at a significant disadvantage by trying to be right every single day. Hey, appreciate it, Sensei. Like it's very easy to get. I was gonna show you gold, but I can't find the idea. I'll have to look back in my messages. And like, you know, I can see right here, this time it failed. You know, we get our daily swept liquidity, tapped into this. Let's see if there's a weekly fair value gap though. No weekly. Yeah, you know, I couldn't, no signal. But even here, it's like, okay, wait, is this a fair value gap? I don't think so. Nope. But, you know, in context, the market will always come test these higher time frame footprints and then continue on with trend. Yeah, Key Daniel, like, to be honest, it's like I wish that, you know, at the end of the day, like I took 2 trades today. One was a loss. There was complete logic to it. The second one hit TP, but I got a little emotional just honestly with what happened with my Tradeify accounts and all that stuff. I just, you know, I got caught up. You know, I let my emotions get the best of me. We were so close to all-time highs, which we just smacked. But, you know, you don't have to take a trade every day. Like, sometimes I might even wait until 10 o'clock to take a trade, or like, I might wait hours. If I'm not seeing nothing clear, I'm not going to take anything. Like, even though right here for the long idea, like I know this model, I don't normally trade it. We could have taken longs here, had our stops right here. I drew the play up. I'm going to post the live stream in the live announcements, and if you watch it back over, you'll see me talk about longing from here, targeting all-time highs, and but like that's not what I like to do. That's not going to make me confident in my idea. And then once we shifted structure to the upside, I even was in this play, but I got scared out because Sim, I'm sorry, brother, but I'm blaming you for showing me the 30-second IFEG. I'm just kidding. But, I ended up sizing up off of that. But, we had the 5-minute test right here. I had limits. All I wanted was a new high and then all-time high. It all got smacked. Bang, bang. I just, when we started pushing up and there was just some chop going on right here, I got shaken out. I didn't want to have my Friday be terrible. I mean, I lost $600 on my accounts. I'm not counting that trade of 5 fuck up. If we're really being honest, I accidentally just closed my trade copy. If we're really being honest, I'm down like 10 grand, but it should be only down like 5 grand. So it is what it is. We'll roll with it. That stuff was kind of out of my control. We're down $1,500 on our Tradeifys and $650 on our Lucid. So it is what it is. We move with it. No, Sam, I don't trade the 30-second at all. Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways, Dark. Sensei, I would trade Top Step. I mean, simple rules. They pay out 5 grand max. But, if anything, guys, you ever use trailing stops? I mean, when I'm hitting points of structure or reasons to take profit, yeah. Or are you saying like trailing stops in general, or? Oh, I don't auto attach them. But yeah, honestly, I like to manually do it. But if anything, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. We're 1 for 3 on the week, but today there was tons of good opportunity. We followed our plan. That's really all that matters. And we can look into next week, or maybe even do some back testing if you guys want, and possibly let me know if you guys ever do some back testing, is when we have this point of structure, that when we took this short, how often does SMT invalidate the other asset? Like the reason why our trade failed in the first place, because this trade was good, but clearly it played out on ES over NQ. And so maybe next time we start to realize that then we can start to manage our position a little bit different. And then in terms of our long idea, it was great. We went 1 for 2 today. This would have pulled us out of drawdown. This would have put us green on the day if we would have just stuck to it. But it is what it is. I mean, we live to see another day. So I think that's the biggest thing. Hopefully you guys aren't too down today. Hopefully if anything you're green and took some of your own positions. But yeah, I mean, day 3 here. Appreciate you guys being here, and we will continue to cook. Like you can capture a full yeah, I mean, we'll have to catch a position to where we can start trailing. Like more than likely I would have been You know, like, all right, we took all-time highs. This is kind of where I had my second idea of where we could have taken profit. As soon as we closed the candle like this, I would have been trailed out. And I mean, kind of just look at what's happening. Oh man, I got too caught up. But check this out, guys. You know, here, Andy, tell me what this is. We got this. We got this. Huh. I just got caught up talking to you guys, but it is what it is, you know? There's opportunity everywhere. Marcellus is already in it. Come on, man. He's picking it up. I think he's already a little bit more familiar with that type of idea, but you know, at least to a new low. I mean, the opportunity was there. I didn't see it. I was too busy yapping about the higher time frame, but we have these clear draws. And you know where I bet you potentially could take it? You could probably take this thing all the way down here. Let's check M15. Oh, just kidding. I would take it right here. You're about to hit TP. So Andy, you know, it is a little bit scary to, that would be my full TP if I was in that trade. Just, that's my own opinion. But Andy, so we just hit all-time highs after ripping 4,000, 5,000 points off of the lows. This reaction right here is people just taking profits. So from the people that were long throughout a majority of this move, you should expect a bearish reaction from this ERL. You know, not to say that, oh, we're getting a full-fledged reversal, but we could have caught just a little bite of the move. Like, you know, you see how picture perfect this is, right? Like, this would have banged. I just, you know, we weren't looking at it, so it is what it is. But Marcellus, did you TP, or like, did you get this exact trade, or, you know, just, are you still holding? Andy, you're thinking about things too much. Is there a CISD? Is there a fair value gap? Did we take liquidity? Simple. You know, I didn't respond to your general chat question because you're looking at too much stuff. Did we tap into any fair value gaps? Because there's liquidity in those fair value gaps. And I wanted to save it for in here. I wanted to talk to you about it in here. Did we tap into any higher time frame fair value gaps? Did we sweep any liquidity? Did we get a CISD with fair value gap displacement? Did we retest said fair value gap? There's 4 steps, 5 steps to it. Don't worry about equilibrium this or equilibrium that. You know, understand the basics, and then you can start adding more tools to your tool belt with it that might be more comfortable for you. But me personally, this is all I need. You know, just because it's 0.8 points, it's still a fair value gap, right? Right? Exactly. And like just like the other day, when we took a loss, hang on, let me find it. Let's just see what day was it? Wednesday. Or it might have been Tuesday in my other group. Oh yeah, right here. So Tuesday, I took a loss. Oh, Marcellus, you should have taken TP at that 15-minute fair value gap. It's all good though. Right here. This hourly FVG, 950.55. All right, we're starting to get bullish closes above. We have this baby hourly fair value gap. I ended up shorting. I went short. Hang on, let's zoom in on the lower time frame. Marcellus, were you live with me on Tuesday in STB? Yep. So yeah, I ended up taking a loss right here, but even before that, I'm pretty sure we ended up taking the idea on M1. right in here. So M1, just kind of reviewing one of the trades that I took. So here is market open, 9:30. Here's the hourly fair value gap. We have our changes in the state of delivery down with fair value gap displacement. We came deep up into it. I'm pretty sure I just put limits here. And I mean, I got smacked quick. I mean, it was a quick one. And I'm pretty sure even before I entered the trade, I said, okay, you know, this hourly FVG might hose us, but there was time-based liquidity. There was logic to come down a little bit lower, potentially down into here to retest some higher time frame bullish order flow. But this hourly FVG, even though it was 2 points, held weight. And then what type of reaction did we get from it? I mean, we just boomed, you know. So I got caught up on the lower time frame, was fully aware of the hourly FVG, and then we boomed. And then, you know, so I ended up taking the loss. I might have tried a short again. I think I even took this one because we shifted structure down. We created our fair value gap. And this is where the M1 gets a little bit messy. You know, this is where you might take a couple losses trying to trade M1. But if you just zoom out and look at the higher time frame, you're like, oh, you know, all we're doing is just, you know, we didn't shift any structure down on M5. It was actually right here. You know, no shift in structure down on the higher time frame. This is what's going to give you that higher time frame confluence, even though M1. Yeah, and then but hang on. Let's take a look real quick. All right, well, now that we tested that, let me go over here. Ooh. All right, let's see if we can bounce back real quick. I'm a little cautious to take this, but we'll see. We've tested M15. Oh, oh, okay, it's because I'm on 5 contracts. I'm like, oh my goodness. You're long? Yeah, so we've tested M15. We're shifting structure up on M1. Can we put in bullish fair value gap? We don't have the CISD confirmation yet. We're about to put in M5. Here's our down close candle. We're about to close over it. In theory, you know, we're retesting internal range liquidity. We got about an hour and a half till H4 close. Why not? Can we put in a fair value gap? We can put in a fair value gap. We might get left behind. I know people that just enter in as soon as we get the CISD. I have found a lot more confidence in my ideas and my trades when I have the fair value gap, clear sign of displacement to go along with it. Does that make sense? Can we put in a fair value gap? Give us something. 3. All right, let's try it. We'll stop out if we get candle closes below here. But hang on. Let me re-go like this. Limit. See if we can get it. Drag my stop loss. I'll remanage that in a second. And it might go without us, which is perfectly okay. But, you know, and even here, we could have taken the IFEG entry. You know, we reacted from a bullish fair value gap. We have IFEG. So, all right, we're going to go down the list on what would make me confident in a long idea. M15 FEG retest. IFEG out of it. So we have a higher time frame FEG retest. We are getting bullish reaction from it. We have our IFEG. We're shifting structure on M1 and M5. There's 2 confluences right there. Like, there's enough to make us feel like long. But again, I'm typically the retest type of person. You know, this is just with the CISD, but the real idea would have been, you know, if we could have gotten in right here again, I'm just getting kind of caught up teaching and coaching you guys and kind of missing some of the sauce. But, you know, so I hope you guys appreciate that, because, you know, I could have been cooking on my own, but it is what it is. Ugh. And then, yeah, so even M1 is right here. Do we put in an M5 fair value gap? And then, you know, you kind of just start scaling it. If you had the M1 IFVG entry, okay, we got it. Let's say we did get in right here on this inversion. Okay, boom, we get in on the inversion. You know, we have a clear draw on liquidity up above. We shifted structure on M1. We've shifted structure on M5. You know, I bet you, you know, we're probably going to get hosed. Not so much hosed, but I guess what I'm trying to say, 30 seconds until this. I bet this FVG ends up holding and we don't end up coming down to this one, but we'll see. $16 seconds. Let's see what ES is doing. ES is lacking displacement at highs. Let's see. All right, we're in. If we get a candle close below here, soft stop loss. We're going to add a limit here. Limit sell 1 at the high. Your trade hit TP. You know what? 30 points, 6, 12, 18. I want to just end the day green. I'm just going to have my whole limits here. And if we really want to tighten up risk, like, so I'm calling this an aggressive trade. Okay? I'm calling this aggressive because I do believe that we could blast all-time highs. But I want to just see, you know, in theory, I want to see you guys see the theory in real time. So we might even just start scaling pretty quick. Let me go like this. Sell. Let's just sell a limit here, just in case. One sell limit here. And then we'll add our other two up here. And then if we hit this one, if we can hit this limit, I'm going to raise my stops to break even. And if this hits TP, God bless you guys for sticking around for 3 hours to bring us out a drawdown. And if we get stopped out, then boom, come on, we're him. All right, move stops to break even. We're just trying to protect capital. All right, we're green on our Lucids. We're still down about $300 if we full TP right here. I'm gonna just hold. I mean, screw it. Our stops. Oh, let me change this. I don't want to get screwed by doing that. Confirm. Okay. I am him, Insane. You already knew this. You know I'm him. Come on, brother. You know this ain't new. This ain't new. I let the people talk. I let the people talk. Just give us a new high so we can end our Friday and be blessed. If I pull myself out of drawdown, oh my goodness. You know, all right. We're right here on our P&L. Close. Hey! No! No! Oh shit. All right. It's okay. We're not worried. Yeah, we're not worried as long as we don't come down here. So if I'm trying to do this stops, all right, yeah, we're gonna put our stop limit here. Whatever, we'll just manually do it. If we get slipped a few points, it is what it is. Yeah, you guys watched me go green for $90 and then get slipped. But we got a trim off. So technically our stops are at entry. We're right here. We're good. We're good. Dark, bro. Just quit being a pussy. Yeah, this is NQ, guys. My stops are at break even right now. I'm talking to the TikTok chat real quick. Our stops are okay. So can somebody help me out? I don't want to put the wrong limits on. It should be stop limits, right? Like I want to put my stops to break even, but I don't know how to do it now that my position is already here. Yeah. So stop limit. We have stop like this. If I put it right here, it's not going to close me out of my position, right? I would want to sell my stop limits. You know, I'm so used to being a Top Step fanboy. All right, I'm going to click this. Okay. Our stops are at break even. Risk is free. And if we get stopped out, who cares? I mean, you know, we caught a little bit of it. We got a trim off. Instead of me being down $600, I spent $400 on that first contract. Yeah, we still got next week. I mean, this was just opportunity real quick. We came up, retested the wick. We might chop around a little bit. I mean, like I said, if we get stopped out, it is what it is. We were able to get a trim off. So thank the Lord for the trim. We retested M15 down here. I mean, hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah, we're probably about to get stopped out here. But it is okay. Like, honestly, you know. I'm not tripping. And oh, there we go. You know, that was a good attempt. Good attempt. I was green for a very moment, and you guys seen it real time. We was up $98 and then we let it slip. But you know, hopefully you guys did you guys get a trim off up there? And listen, Dark, the only reason that it's even like that is because of what Tradeify is. You know, I'm still down $1,000 per Tradeify. I'm down $251 on my Lucids. So in all reality, I should be down like 2. But, you know, did that play make sense? Even though it didn't hit full TP, because we are dealing with, you know, it's 12:18. We're in, you know, lower probability hours. I still do think that we, you know, I don't think that we take a new low before. I don't think that we visit this without visiting this. You know, sorry my charts get a little bit messy, but I would assume that we visit the highs before we end up visiting the lows. But again, as long as, how many of you guys were able to get a trim off? I don't know how much contracts you got in with, but did you guys take a trim where I trimmed, which was right here? No? Everybody got liquidated and stopped at break even? What do you mean trim? I was in 3 minis and I sold one contract when we got here. Yeah, this probably is just the retest. Because here's our CISD here, But like at the end of the day, I'm just managing my risk. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I mean, I made $400 on the trim, If we could have came up here, I mean, even right here, we were up $90. We were right there on the rest of the contracts. But, sometimes I just like to see the theory happen and come through, and I wanted to see us make a new high. It might not just be ready for it, so. Did you, Dark, did you get smacked on the first initial loss that we took down here? Yeah, it's all good. Hindsight 2020. Next time we see SMT at the lows, it is what it is. And then, Hey, good stuff, Key Daniel. What's up, Tort? Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with it, Braden, to be honest. I'm probably about to hop off, honestly, Dark. We just LARPed these TikTok guys real quick. Braden, are you still in here? I don't know why it's backwards. Anybody know why my TikTok screen is backwards? Way to flip it. You're still in, Nico? You're a dog, brother. Flip. Oh, there we go. This is my TikTok. It's about time to go enjoy the outdoors. You guys want to see what it looks like right now? Love. Oh, it's so hard with the glare. Alex, if you're here, I think I can see you all the way down there on the ground. Oh, it wouldn't let you see outside? Even when I, Oh, that's crazy. Was it too glary? Oh. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, do it again. I already feel like I already know what it looks like. Dark. I mean, it's a flashbang when I turn it around. Hey, Nico, brother. I would start to manage the position if we make a new high. In all reality, I think you're good to hold. We just, we're entering in and during lower volume hours. The logic is there, though. Look at the reaction off of that M15. We have an M5 shift up. We just retested it. We might have gotten shaken out. Oh. I'm not going to lie. It makes me want to sell the news so bad. We've been buying the rumor. What's going to happen when the news comes out? Also, Nico, question. So you're still long. Are you in less size that is allowing you to be more comfortable in having your stops? Where are your stops at? Exactly. So yeah, if I have 100 accounts, it might be easier to trade 3 micros, have wider stops to where the trade would really be invalidated, and be able to manage and hold through our emotions. You entered way below, so you didn't get in right here where we got in? Or did you get in somewhere down here or off the M15 FVG test? Yo, Sleepy. Hey, Nico's a dog. Nico's a dog. Most of the people, where's the STB members at in here? Marcellus, Nico. Yeah. Hey, that's love, brother. Any other STB besides Nico and Marcellus? Heck yeah. I mean, you guys are well educated, so I know the type of access to info that you guys have had. So, I mean, yeah, Nico. I mean, I really feel like this is your golden to hold up into these highs. Hey, it's a roller coaster. I'm really happy with the trades that we took. Maybe the second trade was poor trade management. Don't do it, Dark. I'm happy with the trades that we took. I feel like we've had poor trade management on trade number 2. Sim, if you're still in here, I'm out to get you, brother. It doesn't look like he's in here. But next time I'm not gonna try and scale in. I wanted to try it to see what it's like to scale in, but I feel like I have a lot better emotions and understanding because from where we wanted to get in, I mean, 802, and then when I market entered back in, I mean, it pulled my entry up 15 points. So, not like it's that crazy, but it's a difference of $400. But, ideally the direction that we were looking for, which was up, was still going to be right. I was just trying to get out of drawdown, and we almost did it, and then we got screwed. So, look at this. Look at my Tradeify accounts. What is that bullshit? Bull crap. I gotta learn to be family friendly. Heck yeah. Good stuff though, brother. I'm proud of you. I mean, personally, I'm a Top Step fanboy. So, higher payout cap, easier system to trade with. I don't use TradeC. Is it an activation fee or monthly? I don't know about the monthly. But you can do the no activation fee accounts for cheaper than a Lucid and get higher payout cap. And there's actually a discount on them right now with the code TONES. Hang on. Dark, just go on Google and type in Top Step, brother. Okay. Hey, see you later, Marcellus. I'm about to hop off here too. Yeah, use the discount code TONES. TON. It'll probably be right at the top. Yeah. TON. Yeah, for $20 off your accounts. But hey, good stuff today, guys. Hopefully you were able to learn something. It's time for me to hop off. I've been live 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, about 3 hours. So, Whacker, I'll be live probably Wednesday to Friday. So, invite your friends. Feel free to tune in whenever. I'll normally announce it. We might do Wednesday, Thursday. We'll see how the week is going. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but Wednesday, Thursday for sure. We'll see. We'll see what type of growth we start getting, Whacker. There's a chance. There's a chance. Monday is waiting for us. Yeah, enjoy the weekend. I might have to go see what's. Oh, Sim, you're back in here, huh? I'm out to get you, dude. Nothing. Were you in here when we took this long? We took this long. I mean, I feel like where we would have had our stops, we would have gotten stopped out, but the idea is still playing out. So at least we got a trim off. Nico, you're a dog, brother. So the idea is still working. It's just when you get into lower volume hours, it just gets a little bit harder to manage. But nonetheless, good trade, poor management, and we're on to another day. Yeah, it was great. That was great. Only if we just took out the high first, but yeah, we took this long right here, Sim, off of here, and then we ended up moving we took a trim when we came up into the wick block, and then we put our stops to entry just to really manage risk. And then of course we get stopped out at entry, and now we're blasting TP. But it is what it is. Like I said, I'm happy with the trades that we took today, even though we did take one big loss and then two little baby W's that would have probably changed the trajectory of today. But it is what it is. Again, my biggest thing for you guys right now is making sure you understand why and what I am doing. What's Top Step? No activation fee, max payout cap, 5K. 5K on all accounts. Unless you do the consistency one, then it's 6K. But, unless you're getting any payouts, don't worry about the max payout cap. It makes me think of the people that are on Apex. Oh, you can only get 6 payouts, and then they make you restart. Like, dude, get a payout first. Or, get a few payouts. And then start worrying about something like that. But with how much you can make from the 150Ks on Apex, you can pull over $650,000 if you get 6 cycles of max payouts on a 150K. You mean to tell me if you get 650K, you're going to be mad because you don't have the option to go live? I mean, be for real. I mean, they're very similar, Insane. I don't know why you wouldn't want Top Step over Lucid. Lucid has a max of 2K payout or 2,500. Top Step is 5K. Oh man. Not again. But all right, guys. You know, you got me talking for another 15 minutes. I want to go hit the gym. I'm going to go jeet my pre-workout, dry scoop it. Ugh. What a long day at work. Hey, you guys enjoy your weekend. I'm going to try and stay away from the booby trap out here. So that's the goal for this weekend. Don't go to the trap. Uh, if I get a max payout on Top Step, yeah, Quan, I'm about to go tell him right now. He's upstairs napping right now. He's about to be in for a rude awakening when I go up those stairs. All right. I love you guys. All right, peace out. Love you guys. I'll talk to you guys. We'll start planning more stuff out. It's only our third day here, and again, hopefully you guys are learning stuff. That's all that matters. But all right, before I keep talking, peace, love. Who's still in here on the TikTok?